like I told you guys yesterday, I had a more lethal version of the Stasis Titan build that allows you to destroy content quicker instead of, surviving all day, right? So if you know you're good at the game, you know you do not need Curative Orb for this Stasis build because you don't gotta heal if the threat is dead already. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to heal if the threat already dead. So as y'all see in the background footage with -50 light blade, I'm killing these enemies super quick with this build. Okay. Now, if you're wondering, what are we using in this build for us to kill so quick? Okay. So the exotic we're using, we are still using the same exotic, Worm God Caress. I do not believe you need to use Synthoceps. Okay. I know some people say, but what if you can't get the kill? Synthoceps give you the melee damage already. 2 kills of Worm God Caress basically equal the same amount of damage output you'll get from Synthoceps. So it's just better just go all in with Worm God Caress and get that extra damage. It's not that hard to get kills on regular mobs, and you can always do a finisher move to get a stack on Worm God Caress going already. So we're using Worm God Caress. The stats we're going for are the same. 160 super stat, because we will have font mods on our helmet for 200 super stat. The super does a lot of damage, okay? Make sure you always maxing out your super stat on Stasis Titan. It's great damage. 100 melee stats, so you get your melee back quick. And then try to get your weapon stat to at least 70 and grenade stat to at least 70, okay? Because they will be 100 as well. How, Alchemist? You will be at 100 for grenade and weapon stat because the armor set we're using is the 7 Sword armor set. So the 2-piece says final blows with area effect damage, solar abilities, 7 Sorov weapons or Ikelos weapons grant Warmind charges. Each stack of Warmind charges increase your weapons and grenade stat. This can go to times 10, okay? You get plus 3 stat for each stack, okay? So when you're at times 10, you get plus 30 weapon stat and plus 30 grenade stat. So as y'all see, 70 weapon stat, we're technically at 100. If you can get above 100 just to get more damage in for bolts and stuff, by all means, go for it. And then grenade, we got grenade fonts on in our RMPs, but grenade is over 100 as well. You don't need to be over 100, you just need to be at 100. But yeah. And then the 4-piece of 7 Sword is very important in this build because say while you have Warmind charges, defeating powerful combatants or destroying a construct, which is stasis crystals, destroying a tangle, releases a solar detonation that damages combatants and heal allies. So if you're within the explosion of the Warmind explosion that you create with this, you will get a chunk of health for doing that. And we always gonna be near the explosion of the Warmind because that's literally the whole point of the build is us being near the explosion of the Warmind. it literally. Oh, they frozen, sniping on Icebreaker. We're within the explosion. Now we got Warmind Cell. So now I'm always gonna be near the explosion of the Warmind. So we're all gonna be getting chunks of health with this build. So this is the survivability in this build, outside of us not having, curative orbs from the other artifact. Okay. Now the one thing a lot of people sleep on with this armor set is the Warmind charges are considered solar damage. And we're going to explain why that's very important in a few minutes. But remember, this is solar damage with the 4-piece. It literally tells you, but some people forget how important that is. The weapon we're using is Icebreaker. Very strong weapon, infinite ammo, as long as you kill enemies. Literally says final blows or assists with any other weapons or abilities have a chance to create ammo for Icebreaker. So literally just killing enemies gives you ammo for this weapon. And this weapon can hold 10 in the magazine. So you will never be worried about ammo with this build. The Icebreaker exotic perks that defeating a target with this weapon cause them to explode. It's an ignition. And precision final blows on shattering frozen target instead triggers an ignition. That's the ignition part I was talking about, okay? And then the catalyst is what you really want for this weapon because landing a hit on a slowed or frozen target has a chance to return the round to the magazine. So as long as you keep shooting someone with Icebreaker while they frozen or slowed, you will never run out of ammo. And then again, assist kills and stuff give you ammo for Icebreaker. So Icebreaker is just amazing for ammo economy without having to build into it with like finders or scavengers and stuff, right? The stasis weapon we're using, Unending Tempest. This is the best weapon you can use for stasis in hard-to-end content, because just like Synchronic Roulette being a strong SMG, Unending Tempest is literally the counterpart of it. The only thing that's different is stasis. You get the same perk, attrition orbs, and chaos reshape. It's 100% exactly the same. Only thing that's different is the origin traits. That's it. Okay, that's the only thing that's different. Other than that, same gun. So, and to take down barrier champions, freaking shields, easily, just like Synchronic Roulette. So if you're someone that loves PvP, you can get this gun without having to farm for the RNG of Synchronic Roulette, because you can focus engrams at shacks to get this weapon, unlike Synchronic Roulette. Now, heavy can be whatever you want it to be. I was doing freaking light blade, so that's why I have refurbished on. But you can put on like chill inhibitor, for example, so you can have overload champions handled, and then you already know unstoppables, they get stunned from being shattered, so you don't have to worry about that. So put on an overload heavy if you can, and you'll have every champion dealt with. Or you can just take, since Icebreaker already anti-barrier, you can take out Unending Tempest and put on an overload weapon. You can run double special in this build, so you definitely can go the new Air Denial freaking stasis grenade launcher, or just any stasis weapon that is overload. Okay, dealer's choice basically on how you want to handle overload champions. Artifact. Implemented curiosity is what we're using here. Very important reasons, so make sure you lock in and pay attention. First thing first, elemental overdrive. This making that picking up elemental pickup or tangle increase damage to weapons of the same element. We're going to be picking up stasis shards. This gives you 22% extra damage for whatever element pickup you pick up, and it stacks with surges. We don't have surges on, but I'm just letting you guys know that in case y'all do want to put a surge on. So you can put on a stasis surge, and it will stack with elemental overdrive in this case. But this is buffing up our Unending Tempest, so that Unending Tempest is doing dumb damage with chaos reshape, elemental overdrive. That's gonna be on 24/7 because we always make stasis shards. So 35% extra damage, 22% extra damage, and then in our subclass, we will be having on grinding, making that primary MO do more damage to stasis crystals and frozen targets. I believe it's like 60%, something like that. So Unending Tempest is gonna be doing dumb damage to frozen targets. So that's why I say stasis weapon. We got Shield Crush on. This allows our melee to do 50% more damage, I believe. While we got Frost Armor on, so this allowing us to do more damage with the stasis crystals. We got on Elemental Coalescence to make that as we get kills on enemies, we'll just randomly make stasis shards because that's our super at the moment. Elemental Daze, so whenever we stun a champion, an elemental explosion will happen based on how we stun the champion. Icebreaker most likely, so you know, a solar explosion. Colorado Darkness, the main important thing in this build for the lethality. This allows our solar damage to do 75% more damage. That includes the explosions from 7th Suroth. Okay, you know this because you will see yellow numbers. This will be buffing up the damage of our Icebreaker by 75% on top of the surges we do have in this build. So this allows Icebreaker to nuke targets. Just to show a good example of like what damage output we talking about here. If I make sure I get a stack of War Mine charges, and then we go to these robots over here, we set the damage, and then if I do this, snipe them, we just did 8,407 damage. You see the DPS, okay? Ridiculous, I know, ridiculous. And you can just keep spamming your melee and Icebreaker over and over again while doing that. So that's what I mean by lethality of this build. Nuts. It's nuts, okay? We got Frost Renewal on, so if they ever make us red health, we'll do a freeze post around us, freezing people, and get some frost armor. By all means, you don't have to have this on. You can replace this with Fever and Chill, so if you're getting enough precision shots, you can get Radiant in your build with Icebreaker. You just gotta shoot them 3 precision shots within 5 seconds, I believe, to get it up. Just to make sure, we can check that right now actually. Fever and Chill on, and then if I snipe this robot, yeah, 3 times, okay? So if you get the 3 snipes quick enough, you can get Radiant in the build if you want to, okay? And then we got Refresh Threads. This making that we get ability energy for our least charged ability from picking up elemental pickups. Okay, so as long as you don't use your class ability, which you will never be doing in this build, and you're not using your grenade at that moment, pay attention to how fast our melee comes back. Okay, and this on top of the fragment we have on as well. So you literally have infinite freaking melee no matter what. You will never be in a situation where you don't have the stats, the you know, your melee ability on you. Your melee ability be on you 24/7. Okay, from just you doing one melee, it will never be a jarring situation with not having it. Subclass. We got on Glacial Grenade, so we can always throw the Glacial Grenade out, break those crystals, get some Stasis Shards going, and then boom, our gameplay loop is started. We don't have to worry about that. We have on Tectonic Harvest, just for the last part, where taking damage give us melee energy while we got Frost Armor on us. That's the only reason we got this on. There's no other aspect to have on. You can put on like Cryoclasm or Diamond Lances if you feel like you want another fragment slot. By all means, you can take that route because Tectonic Harvest is not necessary. But there's no other fragment I would want in this build. So I didn't do it. We got on Howl of the Storm. That's how you do the gameplay loop with the slide melee. Fragments, Whisper Rhyme for the 50% damage reduction. So we can get times 7 stacks. Frost Armor. Whisper of Hunger, which you don't need on, because like I just told you guys, with Refresh Threads and an artifact, you will be getting your melee back quick anyway. So you can take this off, put something else on. But for consistency, I kept Whisper of Hunger on, because it's not like we need to be above 100 melee stat anyway. Whisper Conduction, so the shards come to us. And then we got Whisper Rending, like I said, to make our primary weapon, Unending Tempest, do more damage to frozen targets. By all means, like I said, if you got an extra fragment slot because you decide you don't need Tectonic Harvest, like I said, just put on any fragment that, you know, increase your stats. You know, anything that increase your stats for free, and you'll be good. Armor mods. We got 2 super fonts on, so we have 200 super. Again, the super do dumb damage. It does dumb damage. Do not sleep on this super, Behemoth super. We got on Solar Siphon on so that our Icebreaker may oil the power for us. We got on 2 grenade fonts so that our grenade is over 100. Not for the damage, just for there. It's only over 100 by like 5 because of the armor set we got on. But yeah. Impact Induction, so we do melee damage. We get some grenade energy back. Resist mods on our chest piece. 2 Solar Surges on so that Icebreaker is doing 17% more damage. We have on Elemental Charge, so we always have armor charges on us non-stop from picking up all the Stasis Shards. Special Finisher on to make a special ammo break in case we do need some ammo for Icebreaker. Time Dilation to make the armor charges stay on longer. And then we got Class Font on just cause. It can be whatever you want. Just put whatever you want in this slot. That's the full build guide. So again, this is the more lethal version, the more deadlier version of the main build that most people use for Stasis Titan. I prefer this build because I don't need curative orbs to live. I got things on lock with my skill. So if you're not someone that need curative orb clutch for you to stay alive, then by all means, use this version of the build instead because you will be killing and ending content way quicker. Okay? Love you guys. Appreciate you guys always. And again, you always got the 7 sword off armor set to give you health as well whenever you do the detonation of the war mines. So you will be good. And 50% damage reduction from Frost Armor itself. But I digress. Love you guys. Appreciate you guys always. And until next time, stay up.